Allow me to explain. Jake is in a vegetative state brought on by college sucking the soul from him.
No, Art, you can't date the silver bus.
The solution? 13 EP of cringe.
I love you!
Hello! I'm alive, and today we're going to be talking about the second show I ever pirated on YouTube, Love After World Domination. The first one, if you were wondering, was Midori Days. Sue me. And it is so dumb. But I love it so much! For example, during the first episode, our main character, Fudo, brings up research papers and studies about when couples should start holding hands.
Hands!
That is the level of cheese we're dealing with here. And coming off the heels of Attack on Titan, that was so refreshing, especially just given how disgusting that show can be at times. Can you tell when I wrote this video? You see, while other shows get overly complicated with moral gray areas, power struggles, my favorite thing in the whole world, tragic backstories, Love After World Domination keeps it pretty simple. It's about our main protagonists, Desumi and Fudo, being adorkable together. And because it takes place after the confession, we get to see a side of the romance that we don't normally get to see in other shows, especially the ones I've talked about, them being a couple together. Including all the awkward fumbling that comes with it. Things like Fudo trying to plan the perfect date.
I have no idea what you're supposed to do on a date.
Desumi dealing with feelings of jealousy, having to hide your relationship from the world because they might not understand it. The fear of being turned into a gorilla. You know, normal dating stuff. And while these things are not earth-shattering, they don't need to be. That's not what this show is. It is a light-hearted show, and when things do get a bit more serious, it's only a bit. The main group is a Power Rangers knockoff called the Gelato 5. The main villain group? Gecko with 2 Ks. The show knows exactly what it is. A turn-your-brain-off, have-fun adventure. Perfect for when you've just gotten home from work and you just want to melt into a chair. God, do I know that feeling. All of this is carried by the extremely talented voice cast, whose whimsical performance keeps it from getting into the dreaded cringe dub territory. I know anime dubs can be pretty hit and miss. I mean, being able to hear the more cartoony parts of an anime in a language you can actually understand can very quickly pull you out of the immersion.
Yeah, I know how it works, fam.
Having said that, though, I highly recommend watching Love After World Domination dubbed if you can. It manages to find the perfect balance between cringe and really good.
Whoa, when you read an FBL manga, I guess it comes natural.
As I mentioned before, LOD isn't a very serious show, so if there's an odd line here and there, it never sticks out too much.
Hands!
When things do get serious, the cast are able to really bring out the fullest of their performances. I really want to shout out the voice actress for Desumi. She is amazing. She's able to go from this really over-the-top bubbly anime girl to I will eat your soul in the same sentence.
Look, Urami, I brought you a yummy crepe. I don't think now is the time. Forget those guys, it's fine.
You wanna see bad? I'll show you what a real villain is made of.
It is incredible what this cast has been able to do, and it's what makes the dub experience so much fun. Go watch the show. Get a 14-day free trial on Crunchyroll. Look, you can... What do you mean? It's a premium show? I'm sorry, this is I guess you'll just have to watch Nagatoro instead. Unfortunately, the show isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Minor spoilers from here, but I'm going to be talking about 2 of the issues that I have with the show. In case you aren't aware, Mom, there's an anime trope called the yandere, basically a character who's very obsessed with another, to a dangerous extent. Yuno from The Future Diary is a prime example of a yandere. Love After World Domination has its own, Heat Princess. And at first, she's not bad. She strikes up a bit of competition with Fudo over who gets to date Desumi, which,
I refuse!
you know, a little drama to spice things up in my rom-com, I can totally get behind that. However, it very quickly devolves into let me smell the ground you walk on and cuddle you any chance that I get, completely ignoring personal boundaries
And removing any nuance to this character.
God, episode 11 is a thorn in the side of an otherwise really good show. It starts off as a really sweet episode. The members of Gecko with 2 Ks are bonding over a team sleepover. Oh, this is really cute. But the whole time, I can't help but glance over at Heat Princess, clinging on to Destiny like she's a life preserver in the Atlantic Ocean. Like, girl, what you doing? She has a boyfriend, you goober. They just couldn't help themselves but jump straight into the deep end. Like, why ruin such a otherwise fine episode with nothing else but infantilism? Because why not? So what ends up happening is Destiny gets a cold and she ends up going to the nurse's office. And you see those eyes. You know how I feel about those eyes. Red flag! Red flag! Run, girl, run! She's evil! It's just so... uncomfortable. I just don't vibe with the baby stuff. It's especially worse since Destiny is 17. Yes, Car, I double checked and I'm not okay with it. She's already obsessed with the main boss of Gecko with 2 Ks. Just have that be her character, not children. Yeah, episode 11 isn't my favorite, and I don't mean to devolve into a discussion about anime character tropes and its depictions of minors, but putting that aside, the other side characters are really good. I love Beast Princess so much, not because she reminds me of Nagatora. I will not hear those allegations in this household. You can leave with them. And I think it just goes to show that Love After World Domination is a strong enough show on its own that my major problems with it can be solved by just skipping half an episode. And while you do miss Fudo's book about bugs, I think it's still worth it. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you go and enjoy the show. It's good to be back. Bye-bye! Oh my god, 7 ads? Is that new? What do I say about episode 11? If there's an online...